Whoa. New Zealand scientists claim a monster wave created by a deep low-pressure system is the largest ever recorded in the southern hemisphere. According to the Meteorological Service of New Zealand, a solitary buoy measured a 78-foot wave in the Southern Ocean off Campbell Island on the night of May 9th. The massive wave is roughly the same height as a 7-story building, and just a bit taller than 5 double-decker buses stacked on top of each other. It beat out the previous record holder, a 72-foot swell recorded in Tasmania in 2012. The wave formed during a storm in which the significant wave height, or the average of the top third of waves measured from crest to trough, reached over 48 feet. Though a record for the Southern Ocean, larger wave heights have been identified in the Northern Hemisphere. Scientists say it's possible the storm generated even bigger waves that weren't recorded by the buoy, which operates for only 20 minutes every 3 hours. Damn, that's big.
Holy mother of pearl! Quite a few Asian countries call themselves the Pearl of the Orient, but never has the Philippines deserved the moniker more than now, with the discovery of this huge gem. The monstrous pearl is 67 centimeters long and 30 centimeters wide. It weighs in at a whopping 34 kilograms, and is quite possibly the world's biggest natural giant clam pearl. The title is yet to be official, but the current record holder, the Pearl of Laozi, weighs a puny 6.4 kilos. The Filipino pearl also makes other giant pearls look absolutely minuscule. A lucky fisherman found the monstrous pearl in the waters off Palawan a decade ago, discovering it inside a giant clam that got stuck on his boat's anchor. He had no idea how much it was worth, and just kept it under his bed as a good luck charm. The pearl is reportedly valued at $100 million. If the fisherman had known, he probably wouldn't have turned it over to the city tourism office for safekeeping. Oh well, too late now.
The land of IKEA now has something new, Ratzilla. Thanks to the food waste generated by city dwellers, rats are now a major problem in the land of IKEA. We meant Sweden. Just last month, a woman named Martina Gustafsson spotted 2 birds fighting over something unusually big at a park in Gothenburg. Gustafsson told Sweden's SVT that she first thought it was a rabbit, but turns out it was a giant rat. My, would you just look at that. A pest control expert in Gothenburg later told SVT that he suspected the giant rodent to be about 10 inches long, and it's normal for brown rats. Well, this giant fellow certainly isn't the first find in Ratland. In 2014, a Swedish family in Solna, Sweden, rose to national fame after catching a giant rat with a rat trap. Oh, and the rodent survived.
Struth, mate! This one's a ripper! Photos of a celebrity animal expert posing next to a gigantic crocodile have sparked debate online, with some complaining about how the beast was treated. Chopper pilot Matt Wright posted the photos to Facebook on Saturday after tracking the croc down in Australia's wild Northern Territory. Wright is the star of the National Geographic show Outback Wrangler, but off-screen he makes a living out of relocating dangerous problem animals, like crocs. And with this monster weighing in at an estimated 1,700 pounds, it's easy to imagine the kind of problems he could cause. But some people complained Wright used too much duct tape to clamp the giant croc's jaws shut. Others defended the practice, saying the Outback Wrangler was keeping the community and the croc safe. As one commenter pointed out, most crocs are relocated because they've previously clashed with humans or livestock. So if good people don't relocate the croc, some redneck will probably just shoot it. And don't forget, at least 2 people have been killed in Australia this year in suspected crocodile attacks.
The Goliath birdeater spider is as big as a puppy. The Theraposa blondi, also known as the South American Goliath birdeater, is the largest spider in the world. When Harvard entomologist Dr. Peter Nesgrecki encountered this kind of giant spider last year, he gained headlines the world over. He wrote he could actually hear it walking. He wrote on his blog, "Every time I get too close to the birdeater, it would start rubbing its hind legs against its hairy abdomen. A cloud of urticating hair hit my eyeballs and made me itch and cry for several days." Similar to nettles, its hairs have little spikes that cause irritation when potential predators come into contact with them. He also said the arachnid would rear its front legs and open its enormous fangs, capable of puncturing a mouse's skull. The third line of defense for the Goliath birdeater is a loud hissing sound made by rubbing together hairs on its legs. These adorable creatures can tip the scales at 170 grams. That's as much as a small puppy. And they're just as cute, don't you think?
The Boar King has arrived. A giant wild boar was recently seen invading a garbage bin close to a school in Hong Kong. Finding food can be a violent event in the animal kingdom. Birds feed on fish, crabs feed on birds, and raccoons gorge on bread that they find in, well, the trash. But nothing compares to this. All ye peasants, behold the very hungry, very large Boar King, Pigzilla and his mini or regular-sized wild boar minions. The hungry, humongous Boar King was seen rummaging through dumpsters near a local school. It's unknown if the beast successfully procured itself a good meal, but let's imagine it went something like this. The video was uploaded to a Facebook page called Tu Dong Dong with a caption that loosely translated says Pig King, and it's been viewed 468,000 times already. Quick facts, wild boars are actually common in the hills around Hong Kong. The beasts can weigh up to 450 pounds and are often forced into the city to find food due to Hong Kong's rapid urban development. What the fly? A giant insect said to be the world's biggest mosquito, discovered in southwestern China last August, will be on display at a museum next month. Reported by China's Xinhua News, entomologist Zhao Li discovered the giant critter at Qingcheng Mountain in China's Sichuan province last August. Holorusia mikado, also known as the crane fly, belongs to the world's largest mosquito species Holorusia and has a 5 centimeter long body and a wingspan of 11.15 centimeters. First discovered and named by British entomologist John Westwood in Japan in 1876, the mosquito is said to be the largest of the mosquitoes with an average wingspan of 8 centimeters. Zhao said that despite the fly's horrific look, they do not feed on blood. The adults have a lifespan of only a few days and mainly feed on nectar. Zhao, who is also a curator of the Insect Museum of West China, told local media Sichuan Online that the crane fly will now go on display at his museum as part of an exhibition about strange insects in May.